cooking. We are making pasta with broccoli, Rabe. I know it is baby broccoli, but they call it broccoli Rabe, with pesto and sausage. I might be saying it all wrong. That's okay, knowing me. So you're going to need 2 bunches of this baby broccoli. You do not want the lower stems. You only want to trim it 1-inch pieces. Oh, God. This one I can't. So we need 2 of these. We're not taking the bottom branches or the bottom stems. We make a pesto out of this instead of the basic one that you use parsley with. We're going to use this. Now you never buy this vegetable with yellow flowers developing them. They have to be green like this. If they bud, they're bitter then. You're going to need a big pot of water. They say salted water. I'm going to bypass the salt on that. Now you don't want the bottom stems because they're tough. And that's not what you want. That's why I cut so much off on the bottom. Okay. I want to try to make these. I don't know if it's going to work. They want a pound of Orecchiette. These? Okay. I can't pronounce some of these names. Just give it up with me, you know? Like I said, my husband was the one. My sons are good at it, not me. Now you're going to have to unshell these, I'm sorry. You need a 1/2 cup, which I was doing this morning as I was waking up. Good morning, everybody. You need a 1/2 cup of pistachios, and we have to chop these. Now, I don't know why, because if I'm going to pulse these, why would I have to do that? I'm going to put them in. All right. Reserve there. Toss the rest of the food processor. Now, pulse. Pulse, pulse. Okay. Well, we're going to pulse this, but they want us to chop these first. The first pesto that I've had to chop nuts for. As you can see, pestos have come a long way now. We're not using the basic pine nuts and parsley or basil. I have used kale. Now I'm using this, so. Imagination can take you to all sorts of new places with food. It's a pasta with baby broccoli pesto with a sausage today. And a lovely wine would go very nice with this. Because it's pork, you can use a white or a rosé. Make sure it's dry. Now, they tell me to chop these nuts, and then we're going to put them in a food processor. So, why would I have to do that? Okay, well, that's what you want. That's what you'll get. All right, I chopped them up. Maybe they wouldn't chop up that fine in the food processor in time. So they want us to do this first. So, unshow your pistachios. You'll spend about 15 minutes doing that. Is there anything else I have to cut here? No. All right. You're going to need Parmigiano cheese, and they want, okay, how am I going to get this open? Get a smaller knife before I cut my hand. All right, they want 3/4 of this cheese grated. So we have to grate this. I have a large pot of water going for the pasta. They want 3/4 of a cup of this cheese grated. See, that's a half a cup, so this. Good morning, everybody. I'll get to you in a bit. I've got to get all of this going first. Do you know somebody wrote me a long dissertation because I didn't agree with her philosophy? Because I had talked about I was raised, if you want something, you work for it. See, the time I was raised, I was given those, not to run to the government, but to do it yourself. She was yelling at me, you know how many people food stamps didn't help it. You know, my thing is Americans have a kind heart. But if I'm going to give to something, let me do it. Give me my money and let me decide who I wish to give it to and everything else. And if I don't wish to, I don't have to. That's how I perceive. I could be wrong, but that's how I see things. You earn that money. You shouldn't have the government spend your money the way they want to. You should be able to decide how that money's going to be spent. That's not being cruel, and that's not being mean or anything else. That's just telling people to take responsibilities. And she went on a rant. I mean, I couldn't believe I was reading and she was going on. I finally just deleted her. Good morning, everybody. No, Shay, no, I wasn't. Lib, this is Spirit. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chi. Sorry. Oh, thank you for a gift. I just now saw it. It just came up down at the bottom down here. I don't know if you could see it. Thank you. Let's see. We got that. We got the olive oil. We need a fourth of a cup. I'm sort of getting everything together. Of marzipan. Oh, this is not something I bought one time. Ended up throwing it out. It went bad. Okay, you clamp it down that hard, we might as well cut it. I'll get my scissors. Now you know I'm going to waste most of this. Okay, I live pert. No, I would disagree with you. I sort of like being independent, deciding what I do with my money. Do you know that the wealthy, once you get your first million, that you only pay $250,000 in taxes? So before you start ranting and raving about them, they pay a flat rate, $250,000. But you got to make that first million, and that's what they pay. I bet you don't pay $250,000, but the thing is that it is their money, you know. And what they do is they'll sit there and donate it, and then write it off as a tax write-off, but they're still losing the $250,000. But they're deciding where it goes, you know. When you don't make that kind of money, you can't decide where it goes. The government's going to take it and spend it the way they want to spend it. That's the whole thing. It's who's controlling the money. Hi, Judy, CJ. Well, that's what Trump wants to do. He wants to go back before 1913, so all the money you earned was your money. You know, my father always said, the people who want more government are lazy. They want the benefits. Now, that's what my father taught me. So, we need a fourth of a cup of this. A sausage with baby broccoli, which you know is broccoli Rabe. Just trying to get it all in here so I get the amount that I need. Okay. Now you can keep this stuff in the refrigerator, but unless you're going to use it in a hurry, it goes bad very fast. I should know. I already bought it once and ended up throwing it out. All right, so we've got this baby broccoli cut. Okay, we're gonna need a bowl to put this in. Okay. All right, bringing you over here. I know you're saying this. Don't move me all over the place. Yes. I'm going to move you all over the place. Just give me a minute, and I'll get things together. That's just plain water. They wanted salted water. Now we're going to drop this in. As fast as I get it in, we're going to swish it and throw it back out. Now what you're going to do is set the color on it. Just going to swish it around and get it out right away. That's all they want done, nothing else. So you're setting this color. You see how green it is compared to what it was? That's what we're doing right now. As I get it all out. That's done. All right, let's see what they want us to do next. Sorry, I'm moving you all over. Don't you know, people used to sit there and give the government money. The government sat there pretty. If they wanted something done, they had to go to the American people. And what they did was they gave money by buying savings bonds. And the savings bonds was the money the people gave to get their streets, the clean water, and everything else. They weren't taxed. They paid for this, but the representatives had to come to us. And if they didn't do what they said they were going to do, they would have to answer to us, the people. See, this is where we had the power. They had to come to us to get the money. How do you think World War II was funded? The people bought savings bonds to support the war, to make sure the soldiers, the food, and everything went. So if you wanted roads fixed in your area, you went to your representatives, and they would have to ask you for the money. We, the people, paid for it, and it was our road. So see, it's not the taxes, it's that the government wants a free hand to spend it the way they want, whereas we, the people, had to answer for it. Now, this is what I was taught in government. Now, if you don't like my philosophy, please understand this is how I was raised. So I don't believe in taxes. What I do believe is in the fact that the representatives have to answer to us, and by us controlling the money and telling them where they can and cannot spend it is much better than just being taxed and letting them do what they want. Because as you can see, the American dollar is going everywhere. And some people are getting quite rich off of it. Okay, now let's see. What do I have to do? Get the book and go back to what we were doing. So, oh, that's you over there, okay. Now they want you to take 1 cup of this broccoli and put it to the side that we just did. Just take 1 cup and put it to the side. Okay, just like this, just 1 cup's all you need, okay? We got the nuts done, we got the cheese done, and we have this, what is this stuff? The almond, whatever it is, okay? All right, now you're going to need a food processor. Okay, so understand the American people had control, but now that the government taxes us, instead of asking us for the money, therefore, we have lost the power, we the people, and the government now is controlling. And small groups can go to the government and say, well, I want this law passed or this. A dish, we're making another dish. A new one. Why not? And have fun. Thank you. So that's what I learned in history. Toss the rest of it, okay. Go down the blade, come on. Yeah, I'm not going to get cut this time again. We are not playing that game again. I just got my finger back. Okay. All right. That's hot. See, I don't know what they teach anymore in school. But those are things I had to learn. Paulson, they have a coarse paste. Okay. 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. We're making a pesto. Maybe 4 or 5 pulses. said coarse. I don't want to do it too much. Okay. Yeah, it sort of looks like theirs. All right, we're going to add the pistachios. We're adding stuff now. Okay. And the cheese. Just a different pesto. Now, what do you want me to do? Pistachios, the parm, and puree till smooth. Okay, they said if it's a little dry, add a little bit of olive oil into it. I have to pour it into my oil container. Give me a minute. Okay, we got it. So if it's a little dry, add a little bit of olive oil, which we're doing right now. We're going to pulse it again. Taste for seasonings. All right, this paste, marzipan. That's not going to come out. Oh, God. Does anybody use this stuff? I haven't run across, this is the first recipe that, no, this is the second recipe that's run across this. Now you want me to what with what? I like to add a little bit at a time like this. Slightly bitter, nutty, and creamy at the same time. This is what they said this should taste like. It's warm. All right, it's not completely blended yet. I'd have to add a little more oil. They don't tell you how much. Some of this you have to wing on your own. It does have a slight bitterness, nutty taste and all. Yeah, it's getting there. Okay, that's done. To the side. So we have this here and this to the side. Don't you love the way they put you through all this? Bring to high heat. Okay, get this out of here. Put this here. Okay, we're going to bring wait a minute. Pasta cooking water, then reserve at, yes, 2/3 yes to the pan, the sausage stir combine cooking, so it's clinging to the pasta. All right, you're going to need a large frying pan. So get a large one, you're going to need it. They want you to, well, I'm going to have to move you over here again. Sorry about that. Just have to keep on going. Good morning, Joseph. Okay. It's a pesto. Richmond, Virginia. Okay. Allison, good morning. Some of you I'm missing. I'm sorry because I'm trying to get this recipe done. We're going to put the broccoli water back on. You don't want to burn yourself. Now, before you put a nose stick on, make sure that you coat some oil in that pan, because if you don't, you'll ruin the nose stick coating that's on them. That's not enough water to boil. I'm adding some whey into this for added protein and nutrition. Make sure I have enough water. I'm going to bring this to a boil. Because I just made cottage cheese, so I have a lot of whey. And before I have to can it, I'll just start using it. Now they say they want a 1/2 pound of Italian sausages taken out of their casing. I'm not using a 1/2 pound. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm going to sit there and use a whole pound. They want you to break it up and cook it. You can use whichever Italian sausage you want. I went and got sweet sausage because that's what I wanted. Now, I don't know what they use for casing now, but casing is actually intestines. For those of you that don't know. You do have to press your nails so you can get everything out of the casing. You press hard and tight so you can empty it all out. So I'm adding more protein to this than what they want, but I don't care. If I'm going to eat, like I said, eat. Hi, Sean. Snoop, good morning. And a whole pound. Yeah, I'm using a whole pound. More. See, a half a pound is only going to give you like, what? Oh, 70 grams of protein, but you're eating more pasta. I said, nah, I'm going to do it my way. So you can use whichever sausage, the hot or the sweet, but I figured I'd use the sweet this time. Now you have to break it up as you put it in here because it does have a binder on it for the sausage, and you'll notice it. Then you just squeeze it in. If you don't break it up, it'll stay and clump together. That's why you cannot use sausage in your meatloaf. You have to use ground meat already ground, because if you do it like this and you put it in the meatloaf, it'll still stay clumpy. It doesn't break down. Lindsey Graham and John Bolton, good morning. Okay? Yes, I'm on the East Coast. That's getting ready to boil. I really want to learn how to make these little tiny things and see if I can dehydrate them in my dehydrator. Listen, I'd have fun doing that. Thank you, my hello, very pretty cat. Sure, they said whichever sausage you want to make it with. I just picked up sweet this time because I've been eating hot sauce. I said, why not try sweet this time? So we're going to be browning this. We've got to get the pasta cooking now. Two of them didn't want to go out. Got those going. Oh shoot, I got everything wet there. We're going to be browning this. Keep an eye on that pasta too. We have to keep on cooking this for now. That's actually, you're underneath the cabinet. That's what you see right here. Okay, I just have to clean it. Good morning, Tony, as well. Pretty. Snoop Doggin, your sister. Okay. We want this sausage to brown some. This is what's going to take time, which will also give that pasta time to cook. Pretty, you've been in Dallas since 2013? Okay. Well, you just moved right across. Let's see, who is this? JB. We're making a pasta with pesto. And what else? All right, I'm going to pronounce this word and I'm going to mess it up. Orecchiette with broccoli, rabe, pesto, and sausage. That's what we're having. Don't worry. You can read the title of it when YouTube puts it up. Now it's finally starting to brown. You're not ready yet. I can feel you're still hard. So we'll just keep cooking. I'm going to turn this down because I need to get this pasta in here. Okay? The little hat ones, I just pronounced it. I probably didn't pronounce it right. It's Orecchitti. Okay? That's what it is. That's the kind of pasta I'm using. That's a very simple pasta, and I'm thinking about trying to make it from scratch. Let's see what it's made of. Now, I know pasta, when you make it by hand, it takes eggs and flour. So let's see if they put in what goes in. Trans-sodium dietary. Okay. Okay, it says it's made from wheat, semolina flour, which is true. Now we know it needs eggs, right? But it says it only has niacin, niacin, mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid, and one mineral, iron. There's a lot more than 3 vitamins. You got B1, B2, B3, B6. Now you got B12's not in here. And they said you have to put everything that they put in here. They do not say that they're using dry eggs or anything. So they're not even today telling us what's really in our food. They tell you some, but they're not telling you everything. Isn't that interesting? So if you make it You know pasta is eggs. There's nothing in here with eggs, and they're only giving you 3 of the B vitamins, which don't throw all the other B's out the door. See, I read it right off the package. So when you make things yourself, you have a better idea of what's in it. Like, I know this sausage is not 100% meat. I already know it. That's why I'm putting a whole pound in it instead of a half a pound like she says. You see, I do this constantly. No, the words I read there were B vitamins. Those are the proper terminologies. Okay. Yes, Isaac. People don't. They just buy what's on sale. And then they get upset. But the thing is this is how I look at it. Remember, these are my philosophies. This is how I live according to my life. I'm not telling you that you have to agree with me on anything in this point. But I look at it this way. When you get old, almost all of your whole paycheck goes to medication, and your bills, and you're left with very little. It's almost done. Whereas I would rather, instead of spending money on medication, I'd rather spend money on food, make it as nutritious as I can, and stay away from medicine. Now, hold on. You say, well, it's a choice. Sure it is. I would rather spend my money on food that'll make me healthy. There's no side effects from the food that I eat the way I prepare it, except that I'm going to stay healthy longer. Now, when it comes to, I got something on my tooth, wait a minute. Now, when you take medicine, if you had a PDR, you would see the side effects and the problems that you have from medication, long-term medication. So, I say I'll spend the money on food, and when God calls me home, I'll go home. Other people sit there and take their money, they live their life, and then their body starts breaking down, and they'll spend their paychecks on medication. You see, so it's we make those decisions ourselves. Oh, so you'd rather spend $20 or $30 on medication instead of spending $20 or $30 on your health. Isn't that interesting? I know the prices are going down on Trump Rex, but the thing is those corporations cannot afford you to be healthy because they won't make any money. So believe you me, if you ever get your hands on a PDR, start reading it and see what it does to your body. You would not want to take medicine. Medicine, I look at life this way. I can live my life until I die. Or, and I can say this because I watched this happen to my husband, he can be poisoned to death slowly. And if I ever thought medication was like that, I would never, the doctor would have had a heck of a way to go to get anything down my husband's throat. But I thought medicine worked, like most of you who haven't gone through it. I thought medicine worked with the nutrition, so I knew my husband was going to be fine. But he was getting worse, and the more I was researching, the more I was making things more nutritious, the sicker he was getting. I said, something is going wrong. But I had promised I would never read his PDR. He kept it. I could clean it, but I couldn't open the book and I couldn't read it. When he died, that was my eye opener there with that PDR. That's why it's called a physician's desk reference. You cannot get it. Only doctors can, and you must have a degree to get that book. I am not bringing politics, Emily. What I'm talking about is choices that we make in our life. I'd rather spend my money doing this, cooking as healthy as I can, keep myself going, than when God calls me home, I want to go home. You see, other people take the medicine and spend their money, and this is their retirement, on medications. You might have insurance and stuff, but they only pay for a partial part of it. You're stuck with the biggest bill. Now, when it comes to cancer, I have definite opinions about that as well. Okay, so I know that some of you probably work in the medical profession, and you know that's your paycheck, so you'll defend it. Other people will say, I had cancer, I went through the treatment and all. Okay, that's fine. I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm talking about me, how I would rather spend my money in older age. That was not a political debate. And when I talk about things that I was taught in school, it's because I'm bringing the way I was taught. I don't know how they teach today, if they even teach the young people today. Wait for these little hats. All right. Okay, we're going to drain this pasta as much as we can. And you need the pasta water, so be very careful. Okay, I can turn this back up. I turned it way down. We're adding it to the meat with the other stuff. We're getting this dish together. You're going to take half a cup of this pasta water, throw it in here as well. Your broccoli rabe that you put on the side. They say put about 2/3 of the pesto in here as well. We're going to mix this up. So when I talk about choices, you think things are political. When I sit there and talk about the way I was raised, about how school used to be, you say it's political, you call and insult me, and you think it's fun. But the thing is that I was raised at a different time than you. See, I don't know what they're teaching people anymore in school. Like I remember when sex education came in. I hear the lies now. So many people have fed so many lies. It's just unbelievable. So as you can see, we've lost our, we the people, our power because of everything that's been going on. Well, doesn't this look good? Okay, now I don't think there's any, what else do we have to do with this? Okay. All right. We've got to move back over here. I'll be right with you in a minute. Just moving you around, you're probably saying, I'm going to get dizzy from this. Yeah, I know. But that is dinner today, and as you can see, it's very fast. Okay. It's not what you're doing, it's what they're teaching you in school. Parents say teachers can't hit. My mother gave them permission to smack me all over the place and my brothers if we didn't behave in school. My mother didn't play that game. Don't hit my child. Did they hit us and then they told our parents? My mother? Shoot. She'd come with a belt, I'd get it, and then I'd get it when I got home. I could not get away. But that woman did carry on. She says, you don't care about people and you're not kind and everything. I said, where did she come up with this? Why? Because I don't want to give the government the right to sit there and spend my money. I'd rather them come and ask me, you know, what are they going to do with my money? We're going to war? Fine. I'll buy savings bonds. You can get my money that way, but I'm not going to give you a blank check. Okay? Now what they want us to do, where did I put that cheese? They want us to sprinkle some more cheese on this. And this is something that they talk about, which is new, and I'll explain what it is. They talk about big fat finishing oil. That is an oil that has flavor in it, you know. Truffle oil has the flavor of truffles in it, so that would be one. High grade olive oil. Thank you, JB. So you would have that as a high grade. What it is an oil with flavor that you're going to pour over this dish. Now, I already make an oil that tastes very good. Okay, Isaac, a JB, thank you for the gift. Yeah, so, you know, if we get rid of the income tax, I like that because they would have to come back to us, the people, so we'd have control over them. See, they didn't have an income before when they went to Congress. They had to represent the people, and then the people would give them money. But they've taken all this away since 1913, 1915. So I'm going to add some extra olive oil on here on top because it's a good one. Okay, so when you hear that high, what do they call it? big fat finishing oil. Those are ones with flavor to bring that extra flavor that you want on your dish. Personally, I don't think there should be any taxes, you know. I think the government should come to the American people and ask us for money. We would have, then it's the power of the people. So if you wanted your area to be safe, they would have, you could go and say, look, my neighborhood is not safe, so therefore they want some more cheese sprinkled on top of this. You could sit there and they would have to come to you and stuff. If they don't spend the money the way you want and the way you told them, because you gave them the money, they have to give you the play out of how they're going to do it and all. They don't get the money from you, so you have the control. When you lose that control, which we have lost, because they say a central bank, there's no such thing as a central bank. It's just where Congress just sits there and decides that they can just make some more money and throw it out there, which isn't healthy. So I like the idea of them having to come to me because they didn't have an income. Congress and senators did not have income. They had to come to the people. They knew once it came to the people control. And that's what it should be. We, the people. That's what it means. We, the people. We control, not the government. But government gave itself a payroll. They sat there and decided that certain things they were going to do and do this and do that. We would have more control over our roads. They would be better because they'd have to go to the people. Would the people give them the money or not for it? It is we the people. This. Good morning. Here it is. It's all done. Doesn't that look nice for today? And today's a nice 70-degree day, so this is really, really great. Now, the only reason I added more sausage is I like a higher protein. The reason I added whey was extra protein I could cook into the pasta, and I put over there as well. Yeah, don't worry. I've been paddled myself at school. We all go through it. Isaac, Nevada, JB. So anyway, that's how I was taught. And it would be nice if we, the people, had the control again, you know, instead of trying to always be the best of everything, always trying to be the top of everything. Why can't we just be good citizens, take control where we have the control and take it, well, we did have it, and take it back to where we are. You know, I don't need $1 million. I always tell people, would I want to be rich? No, I'd like to be comfortable, you know, and I do that. Good morning, Jewel. Because you don't unless you're at a restaurant. I'm in my kitchen, and that's a new thing that just started. I mean, we all washed our hands and we all sat there and cooked. That to me is paranoia. You got to put gloves on. You've got to put nets on your hair. You got to put a mask over your face, and you got to come in the kitchen and cook. I would say bull, CRP, CRAP. I don't believe it. I'm cooking for my family. I wouldn't even go in a restaurant and cook for these people, for anybody. So jewelry, you're wrong about that. You're making this as a restaurant. This is not a restaurant. This is my private home. This is my kitchen, and I'm cooking for my family. No, I'm not going to garnish with lemon. No, this Putty Cat, this does not call for a beer. This calls for a rosé or a white dry wine. And you have it right there. You have your whole meal. You can finish this up with a lovely dessert. Boy, if I had Spanish bar cake today, but we're making that tomorrow, I would definitely make it with that. Yes, when you hear finishing oil, it's just an oil that has, it's a high grade oil that has flavor that you want to bring with this. It depends upon what you want to use avocado oil for. Okay? Thank you, JB. Snoopy. It is. Pasta is good. It's a starch, just like your potatoes and your breads and your corn. This is all in the starch and other things that belong to the starch. Potatoes belong in that group as well. All of that is starch. You only need one starch per meal. The only thing I did was increase on the protein on this dish. Three of us. I know you don't believe it, but we did. A shell, actually a shell. You can see it right there, a shell. To make my all blend oil, I think I've already done a few. Well, if you're a diabetic, you can't, but if you're healthy, you can eat it and it balances out. So if you're a diabetic, no, you can't have the pasta because you have to have a very small amount of it because it's a starch. Uh, it seems, from what I know about blood sugars, diabetics, what it is that your body, well, a lot of people don't know this, but liquor, all liquor, be it wine, be it beer, be it mixed drinks, whatever you want to call them, those drinks are all sugar. So when you have that bottle of beer or a glass of wine, that's a whole bunch of sugar you're taking right there. You also have a lot of the desserts are made with sugar as well, but starches are sugars. Those are your potatoes, uh, potatoes, rice, corn, pasta with flour, breads, rolls, all of these things are starch, so the sugar spikes. Now they're coming across the YouTube as well as some other stations on the phone that are talking about a parasite actually is eating some way in the pancreas. It's eating up the insulin or something that it tries to push out, so the pancreas keeps on working and working and working and it doesn't take a break. So because this happens, it burns out, because remember, every organ only has, like women only have so many ovaries, I mean eggs. We have two ovaries. We only have so many eggs in a lifetime. Okay, so think about the organs and cells. They only have so many cells that are going to produce this insulin that you need for diabetes to control that sugar. But if this parasite is living there, it's eating it up, so it keeps on working overtime till it burns itself out, and that's what it is. Now, they say, I don't know the ingredients, they say that you can make that will get this parasite out of you. You can try it. I don't know if it works. If it works, please let me know. I'm not a diabetic, so I don't have that problem. Now, I do know that diabetes has a lot to do with nutrition. They talk about this worm, but what I had read in nutrition, there's a lot of deficiencies that cause this problem as well. But I don't know if yours is a parasite or yours is just from bad eating or not eating foods healthy enough, or were chemicals were affecting it. I know that for epilepsy, our dog had epilepsy because she couldn't handle chemicals. So I had to learn how to make dog food without chemicals. And she had to take magnesium and a B6 every time she ate to get her epilepsy to stop. And in time, it finally did. I think we spent 2 or 3 years before it finally started slowing down. And then we noticed it finally just disappear. Right. Thank you for the flower. Hoodie, I clean house every day. If I'm not cleaning something, I'm cleaning up the yard. If I'm not cleaning up the yard, I am crafting. And right now, like I said, I'm working on a bedspread. I almost have 1/3 of it done. So house cleaning is an everyday thing. Yes, it is. Our dog had seizures, and we had to straighten it out. So through reading a lot of nutrition and reading from the ARE and getting into those files and stuff, it came down that she was reacting to the chemicals they put in the dog food. And we had to take her off all of that. We had to get her B6 and magnesium, get it down her throat, and then she could have her dinner. Yeah, okay. So, JB, I'm not going to get into all of that with you. Uh, so I'm going to go now. That is the end of dinner for today. It's short. Do not forget tomorrow at 2 p.m. Come cook with me. We will be making a Spanish bar cake. Make sure you take the ingredients out that are in the refrigerator so they get room temperature, because if they're cold, they take longer to cook. And this is where we have a problem. You have to have everything at room temperature. Oh, you want to see the dish one more time? Okay, I'll show you what it looks like. This is it. And I put it in a big bowl. Oh, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. Just look for New York State, and I will be on at 2 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Okay, so listen, all of you take care. Enjoy your day to the fullest. It's nice outside. Okay, we're going to see 70 today. Here I am in a mock turtleneck, then we're going to be back down in the 50s. Can't dress with this weather. So listen, all of you take care. You want to see the dish? Is that what you're looking for, JB? The dish? You want to screenshot it? Okay. Here. Okay. There. It's heavy. It's a good solid dish. Okay, so listen. Take care, like I said, and I'll see you tomorrow. By the way, you know, now that I've got this chicory root coffee, I might try making coffee muffins. I bet all of you jump on that. You all are so welcome. Just be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.